So on to doing a bit of wiring. So I thought we'd use the Jackery Explorer 240 because that powers the soldering iron quite nicely, just to wire in the Max Fan Deluxe. So I've just been using some of these. You can focus on that there. And so they've got like a heat shrinkable sleeve either end, and then a heat shrinkable metal clamp in the middle. So I've been soldering the tips of the wires and then meeting them in the middle, clamping them, heat shrinking that round the end of the wires, and then as with that one, I've then just electrical taped it just to keep it nice and kind of watertight as well. That one's overhead LEDs, and that one's the overhead locker LEDs. So I just want to strip the ends off these, just get the wires soldered for now before we start putting them into the fuse box. So on to putting the boarding in. So we've gone with the blue-grey metallic from Evo Motion Designs, which is just here. It's got a nice kind of grey tint to it. It's got a little bit of a speckle, can't really see, just about there, yeah, a little bit of a speckle in it. So just marking off how far from the wall, which I'll show you in the van in a minute, and then measuring off. Always put a strip of masking tape where you're going to cut, so you don't kind of mess up the edges, or if you mismeasure and need to re-measure and put a pencil mark on, obviously you're not putting a pencil mark onto your board. And I'll show you in the van where this is going to go. So put the bike in, we've measured where bike tyre goes to, and the board is going to go from the front lip of this white tape and up, and I've had to just scribe the corner there because it just does tilt, and that's going to go across to 90 centimetres, which is that red mark just there. As you would have seen in a clip from the other video, I'm using the Jackery solar generators to power stuff. I'm just going to switch that on, pop my battery in, and get my stuff charged while I'm out here. I was using the small Explorer 240 the other day just to solder tin the ends of the wires and solder some O-ring connectors onto the end. Great useful tool for out and about when you're out here and you don't want to be having doors and windows open to get extension leads out, especially if it's raining. And also this big boy here, the Explorer 1000, is going to be powering our camper van off the regulated 12 volt socket for all the 12 volt stuff, and then plugging in various devices, phones and so forth on the USBs and Cs. And then we've got two 240 volt, which is a 1000 watt pure sine inverter, and it's got a 2000 watt peak. So we'll be running our Vango induction hob off that as well. So let's get cutting. So just looking at the cut on this lightweight furniture board, it's absolutely clean as you like. No rough edges, obviously taped there. Obviously it doesn't drag because it cuts the top, so it's not dragging out the bottom. So lovely clean cut, as you can see. The blades I'm using a Bosch T101D, and it's clean cut for wood. As you can see, the blade cuts on the upstroke, so it's not dragging out the backside here. So I've taped the top here, as you can see on all the cuts. and here, even around that corner edge there. It's a nice finish. So we've cut the front and back boards to 40 centimetres high, which is enough clearance to clear the porta potty. I won't have a back support here because this will be attached to the back bed board there. So let's get the bed slats cut and start getting some structure across from front to back. So the IKEA bed slats are 90 centimetres across. So if you get them all stacked and nice, just get the edge nice and flat and keep them bound together whilst you cut, and then measure your centre point 45 centimetres across, and then hold them nice and tight, cut them through. If you set your blade depth to the right depth for the slats, obviously just slightly through, I'm just cutting through the board slightly, but I want to make sure I go straight through the bed slats and not miss any, and then that'll be a nice clean cut. So the bulkhead is out. I've just cut this curtain pole just to mount a couple of fixings off those triangular supports in the corners, just to kind of hang a curtain down, which for the time being will hide those little trim edges and metal until we've got that built up. And at least that'll keep the back a little bit more private. So before we put all the furniture in place, just carpet around these pillars. Obviously don't worry about the recesses because they're going to have boards to fill in. We need to carpet up around there and around here. So we have 4-way stretch carpet in a colour that's called smoke, so it's just like a mid-grey, not too light but it's not too dark. And then we've got high temperature trim fix adhesive. Got 6 cans of that, but I've got a couple of spare down there that I've been using. So we're going to get that up, and then once we've got the carpet up we can start trimming the wood for the bed. Always make sure, obviously when spraying adhesive and stuff like that, you wear a face mask. It just helps keep some of the fumes down, and I've plastic coated all around the above headliner and the seats. I don't want to get any glue on there. So let's crack on. So that's all the carpeting done. I have got the panels coming that are going to be recessed into here, and the upper panels, so these kind of from there down to there, they're going to be behind the cupboards anyway. That's going to be a 3 cupboard locker across to there. Then there'll be a shelf going across there. I just need to stick that stuff back up. So trim that all in down by the rear quarter, and then all the way along the edge of the bed. And trimmed it all in. Obviously the loose bits are where it's going to have panelling in anyway. But just trying to get the carpet on so when we go away it's not just like sleeping in a spaceship. And then trimmed in around the edge here and into the trim, and then just cut it off there. Obviously the garage isn't going to be carpeted down here because it's going to be for bikes and toys and stuff. I'm just having a little look in here. So that's all trimmed round inside there, and then I will carry this on when I carpet that and the other side anyway, let's crack on with making the furniture. So we're putting the edge T-shaped edge trim on. Just started that one. I'll see what you need to do first. You've got 15mm board. You need to set your router at 7.5mm. Easy guess is it's the middle line on the ply anyway. With a trim router. Trim a groove all the way around. Oh, there we go. And then you've got your T strip edge banding. Put a little bit of wood glue in, PVA, and then just tap it in. Don't hammer the edge trim itself. Just use a block on the straight edges like that. When we're going around the curve, tap it in like that. Tap it in as you go around the curve, and then you won't damage the trim. So let's finish it off. So that's the edge banding on that one piece there. When we get to the end, just need a really good sharp Stanley blade, and then you just nib that off. Just trim the end off nice and neat. So you can see how that T slot fits right in to the groove there, nice and neat. Trims up the panel really nice and neat. So Luca's bed and the bench seat is coming along. Just screwed these. This is the back side, so I've just screwed those through from the back because you're not going to see those. And you can't glue because glue won't stick to the face of the laminate. On the front ones here, I've just done pocket holes so that those will screw from the back into the front piece, which is here. So the one front piece of this box is slightly longer than the pull out, so that you don't see a join in the two boxes. So we're going to have a go at connecting these up. So, bit of progress. The porta potty toilet section's been built with the surround opening for a tambour door to be fitted later, and also a tambour door for under the bed bit. Spaced out the slats, not attached them yet, just so that we can gauge how many across. Then for the pull out, which with these slats, I've got some 2mm aluminium anodised bar. I'm just screwing through every other one on the top side, and then slightly further back on the underside, so that literally when you kind of lift the front of the extending bed, you can slide it out without it kind of catching on these middle ones. So I've just countersunk these holes, just spacing them, making sure they're 100mm from the end, and then we'll get them screwed in. So finally screwed it all in at the back. Only one screw at the moment in each, just to test the theory works. So here is the proof in the pudding. Works. So Bit of graft, but the sliding bench seat bed is in, and the other end for the toilet porta potty, and it slides in and out as you've seen from the video and the time lapse. Just need to cut the mattress to length and attach everything to here, and attach this to the bed, and also mark out where the dog crate's going. So a few more bits still to do, but let's crack on. So we just marked out the mattress. This will be for the bench seat and the bed when it's pulled out. As you can see, I've done it 50 for the main bench seat and then 40 for the rest. And it's 155 long, which is long enough for Luca. And then the other end to the right, just here, I'm going to be then dividing that into the seat bench bit, and it's over the toilet, and then there'll be a backrest piece that can go, this backrest piece can go at the head end. We're going to be using the bread knife to cut again, like we did the caddy van. So there it is, the trusty electric bread knife. It's had many a use. We're just powering it off the Jackery 1000, and when we fire it up, it's using about 100 watts of power. So let's see how we get on cutting through here. Well, Liam, your lights work. And we even have a remote for the fan working. Thank you very much for the lights. At least I've got one in anyway, and the fuse board is a bit heat Robinson. I might have to tidy the wires up in the morning. So I'm pulling about between 11 and 13 watts. Fan is on. 30%. And we've got 2 lights on. Thank you very much, Liam. The lights, so at least we've got a bit of light in the bedroom and a bit of light where we're going to cook. All good. It tells you the temperature, and you can set a temperature for it to come on. It's pretty cool. So are we ready for holiday?
Yeah.
Did Daddy get the van finished?
Yeah.
As best as we can.
Yes.
We have a makeshift kitchen and pantry while we're waiting for the other furniture to come. And Luke has got his bed and a seat, and we have a king-size bed at the back. And storage for everything. And I don't know, we might need to make room for the dog. And condense Emma's clothes because it's taking up all of the boots. So we're about to head off to see Robin Hood riding through the glen. Aren't we?
Forest.
And then where are we going after that, Luca?
Water park.
Water park. Cool. Okay, let's get going.
Let's go.
So, hope you like the build so far. Keep checking out, subscribe and like. Follow us on the next video where we go on our first holiday. Cheers.